If you're an avid gamer, chances are you're now sleep deprived from binge playing one of the most popular games since August 20th. It's one of the most anticipated video games of the year, Black Myth Wukong. The game was created by the Chinese studio Game Science, which is backed by the country's tech giant Tencent. Shortly after release, Black Myth Wukong already shattered records.
Black Myth Wukong surprised me,
making Black Myth Wukong a great action game.
By far, one of the best action games you can experience in 2024.
How did a newcomer studio from China achieve this, and what does it mean for the video game industry? This is the story behind Black Myth Wukong. The first factor is literally plain to see: the gorgeous graphics. My graphic card's burning right now. But there's more to the story. Game Science used a cutting-edge tool called Unreal Engine 5, a graphics development software that was only announced in 2020. The Wukong project began years before that, and switching to a new graphics engine mid-development was undoubtedly a risky move. Initially, the small team at Game Science planned to design a monster every 2 weeks, and the game has a lot of them. Their inexperience with Unreal Engine 5 frustratingly extended the timeline. What they needed was more talent. So, in August 2020, they did this. Using what they had, Game Science released the first trailer for Black Myth Wukong. What was meant to be essentially a recruiting ad turned into an overnight sensation. Game Science's inbox was flooded with over 100,000 resumes in just a couple of days. This turning point eventually helped the studio deliver the game in 2024 with the quality they had promised. But what solidified the milestone status of this game for many Chinese gamers who wrote page after page of these positive reviews go beyond gameplay itself, of course.
The
game incorporates elements of traditional Chinese architecture and art. It gives players a unique cultural experience.
In fact, the developers traveled around China, scanning actual historical sites to create these aesthetically stunning settings. For example, these are called caisu, or colored sculptures, and are mostly found in China's northern Shanxi province. According to Chinese art experts, the mystical atmosphere they create is perfect for the game setting.
It creates an otherworldly realm within our real space, a distant, imagined world. Color sculpture is a unique Chinese art form that combines sculpture and painting. The figures are not only sculpted but also painted with detailed clothing to bring them to life.
And these ancient statues in the game have also captivated many players.
Whoa. I can't wait to go to China, bro. I'm doing a full tour.
The originals of these statues are also located in the same Chinese region. They are personifications of China's 28 lunar mansions, which refer to the 28 regions of the sky that the moon passes through in its orbit.
The postures and expressions are highly exaggerated. It vividly brings out the personalities of the 28 mansions shaped by our ancient understanding of nature. We personified natural energies and phenomena, expressing them through these forms.
Black Myth Wukong represents a milestone for China's video game industry. Chinese games have been making forays into the global gaming scene in recent years, especially in mobile games. But to many, Black Myth Wukong is something different. It's considered a AAA game, a title reserved for top-of-the-line games for PCs and consoles, typically dominated by major Western and Japanese studios. Although China has a huge gaming industry, the main focus is often on mobile games rather than AAA titles. Our reporter Zhang Zhenni has been following the industry.
The reason is that AAA games require large investments and long development cycles. Their business model mainly relies on one-time purchase fee, which is vulnerable to piracy. Instead, many developers in China turn to making free mobile games that profit from in-game microtransactions. As this free-to-play model became very successful, it reinforced the notion that AAA titles are more likely to be money losers.
Therefore, when Tencent invested in game science in 2021, many were concerned that the tech giant would end up dictating the monetization strategies of Black Myth Wukong. However, despite this concern, Tencent seemed to have faith in game science, pledging not to intervene in management decisions and allowing the studio to pursue its full potential. And remember, game science is a small developer. So when it released a demo video of the game back in 2020, it drew equal amounts of excitement and skepticism over whether a Chinese studio could pull off something so ambitious. As reviews and sales now affirm what Black Myth Wukong has accomplished, the game has unsurprisingly become a source of national pride in China, over the development of the country's gaming industry and Chinese literary culture itself. Wukong is a character in the classic novel Journey to the West, which for many non-Chinese gamers worldwide is known primarily through loosely adapted anime and games from outside China. Black Myth Wukong represents the first major opportunity for a Chinese team to present its own interpretation of this ancient classic.
That's a big challenge for game science, especially in how they've set up the story. So, Black Myth Wukong is a sort of a sequel to the classic Journey to the West and is packed with references to the original material. Some Western players who aren't familiar with the lore are saying that this could be a bit overwhelming.
I had to look online to understand who Zhu Bajie was, what his history with Wukong is, and what the significance of certain encounters were, because otherwise I'd have been completely lost at times.
Game science assumes its players have already read Journey to the West, but for international media, requiring this knowledge to understand the story is quite confusing.
But on the other hand, it did encourage many players to actively read up on the backstory, simply because how good this game is.
Journey to the West. It's a really old, important Chinese story from like the 1600s.
In the novel, Sun Wukong is a monkey born from stone who acquires supernatural powers through Taoist practices.
This also has to do with familiarity built over time. For example, many players around the world gradually became acquainted with Greek mythology through the multitude of video games based on it over the years. The same could happen with games based on Chinese lore, assuming we see more of them in the future.
I think Black Myth Wukong has made a very strong first step.
For the longest time, I got to play as Japanese ninjas, Arab assassins, and Greek gods, and now I'm playing as this powerful Chinese monkey in a AAA game. With the game's initial success, it appears that China has secured a spot in the major league of gaming. This could bring a significant shift in the industry, as deep-pocketed Chinese investors will now view the potential of homegrown AAA games differently. China has much more to offer for the global gaming scene, and many would hope that this is only a start.